virtual dance floor. This is a follow-up video to our bronze cha-cha class where we're working on some variations. So this video is just a little resource where the leaders and the followers can just break down the patterns. So we've been mostly working on practicing the patterns and understanding where you are in relation to your rhythm and the particular dance pattern. So this is cha-cha, and what we've been working on is the side-by-side Cuban breaks, and we've attached it to the chase turn. So I'm going to start off by demonstrating the gentleman's part, and then I will show you the ladies' part. So I'm going to start off with a side profile. Gentlemen, of course, are going to start with their left foot, and we are going to step to the side for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. And now we're going to break open for the crossbody lead on 2, 3, 4, and 1. At this point, I'm opening the doorway, so to speak, for my lady. She's going to walk through, and I'm just going to mark time here for 2, 3. And I am leading her to do a cha-cha-cha. I would like her to end up on my left side in that position. So I will not follow her with rotation, but I will do a fake chasse here for a 4, 1. Normally, gentlemen, you would do 4 and 1, but we want to make sure that we end up with the same foot available as the lady. Therefore, we are only doing 4, 1. So at this point, my lady is now to my left side. We both have our right foot free. And now we're going to do those Cuban breaks, which we also have another video on as well, if you want to break that down even further. But now, side by side, you would do your breaks. 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And at this point, I'd like to do a chase turn. So notice when I finish my 4 and 1, I'm actually turning my body a little bit extra to my left. And now I'm going to do a pivot turn, which visually should encourage my lady to follow suit. So I'm going to step, pivot, change my weight, lock, step, step, that's 4 and 1. I'm going to, now the lady has chased me, and now I'm going to pivot turn, step, pivot, replace. That's for 2, 3. Now remember, we're still in the same foot. So in this last chase section, I need to do a fake step walk, I call it. So instead of 4 and 1, gentlemen, you are going to do 4, 1. And by the time your lady turns around to face you, she'll see that you are facing her, ready to pick her back up or not. In our case, we're just going to remain flirtatious, and I'm just going to rock forward for 2, 3, and invite her to flirt with me a little bit for 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. And now maybe I'd like to offer her a handhold for 2, 3, and back to the basic. Okay, so that is the gentleman's part. Now I'm going to do the full gentleman's part with the consistent timing. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Next, we're going to talk about the ladies' part of this combination. So I'm going to start again from the side profile here. Ladies are starting with their right foot to do half a basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Gentleman is going to open up the crossbody lead to allow us to walk by them or cha-cha by them for 4 and 1. At this point, they are lowering that hand. They would like us to turn to end up in side-by-side position for 2, 3. And I'm just a little bit out of room here. I'm just going to move up. And then now I'm almost side-by-side with them. I'm kind of like in a fan position. But I'm going to just readjust here to 4 and 1. And there's many different ways that gentlemen like to lead the lady to know they would like them to be perfectly side-by-side. Sometimes I tell the gentleman just to offer the hand lowered a little bit extra so the lady knows that you'd like to stay side by side. So at this point, girls, you've got the right foot free, and now you're going to match up with the gentleman to do those Cuban breaks for 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And at this point, I've seen that he's starting to turn a little bit extra towards me. So I will know that that is a chase turn indicator. 2, 3. I will chase the gentleman. 4 and 1. Every time I turn around and I see his back, that means I am to chase him. That is a visual lead. And now I'm going to pivot again for 2, 3, 4 and 1, and 2, 3, and maybe at this point he's facing me, but he's still moving away from me. So he's telling me he wants to flirt with me. He wants me to keep going forward for 4 and 1. So I'm just going to flirt with him for rock, step here. I will not pivot. Now you can, if you're really being flirtatious, but I'm really going off of his visual. So I'm just going to rock 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and maybe at this point he would like to collect me back into a regular basic. Okay, so that is the ladies' part. Now I'm going to do that completely with the count for the ladies. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 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 4 and 1.